Michael North! We about to wake up out here, man. When a lot sleepy, what happened? Say, Michael North, are you red and ready? It's always a pleasure to be able to be before you. It is humbling, especially as the youngest candidate, not only on the BLP, but period. The youngest candidate, period. And I don't say so to boast. I say so because I want to show you. Proof is in the pudding. I want to show you that the Barbados Labour Party is a party that cares for its youth, that promotes its youth and gives young people chance. Look, they did it for me, they can do it for you. Now, I am here to support my brother, Davison Ishmael. And if you know his previous portfolio, you would know that he was Minister of State in the Ministry of Health and Wellness. And as such, I want to address health first. Look at the red record, the little fancy, little cute little book that we as a party we've produced for you. The red record A to Z, promises kept. Because oftentimes I've realized a trend that there's some voices out there that are saying the Barbados Labour Party never do nothing for we. That is not the truth. Even when I was on the other side, I never not once said that. There's certain things I did not agree with. But just like your own family, you don't agree with everything that everybody does do. But at the end of the day, you cannot deny that the Barbados Labour Party has been a good government. Not perfect, but a good government. Always listening and improving. So in the red record, you would see that we were able to create a Barbados school nutrition policy, which was launched in February of 2023, encouraging the students, the young children, to eat right. Because at the end of the day, just like how you have to get a tree from its seeds and water it and make sure it gets enough sun, but not too much sun, so it grows into something beautiful. We have to invest in our young people, not only by giving them the education, but making sure that they live a healthy lifestyle by eating what is good for them. We also purchased Barbados' first ever linear accelerator, which is a machine designed for cancer patients, so they no longer have to be sent overseas for expensive radiation treatment. We also made sure that the Winston Scott Polyclinic extended its hours, providing 24-hour coverage on rotation with other polyclinics. We upgraded the physical plants of multiple polyclinics to better provide medical services and working conditions for staff. And then we had the psychological first aid training for 320 individuals. Now, when it comes to our manifesto, so it's not only about what we have done, but what we promise to do. And because we have done, you will know that more is to come. You've been informed that soon you will see the Barbados Queen Elizabeth Hospital upgrade. $400 million worth of expansion, because we know that healthcare is not at its best. I will admit there's room for improvement, but the government is willing to invest in the healthcare of Barbadians. Now I hear some concerns. It is true, sometimes the waiting time is a bit excessive. But when you look at the fact that Barbadians have been receiving free health care for years, you still have to be grateful, because there are countries like America where if you don't have health insurance, you go to the dogs. There are women who refuse to admit themselves when they are pregnant and close to their due date because they know the cost that it will incur. So they rather stay at home and risk. Remember, child delivery, childbirth is one of the most riskiest things you can ever do as a human being, as a woman. And they're willing to stay home and deliver that child at home and then call the ambulance after, because it is cheaper for them to do that. Well, we don't have to worry about that here in Barbados. You don't have to worry about whether or not you have health insurance, because the QEH provides most services for free. When it comes to NCDs, and fighting NCDs, because we don't only want to cater to you when you have to go to the hospital stage. We want to cater to you before you even get there. So what the government is promising to do, They're promising to make sure that we have community trainers who will come in and do workout programs with you, walk-up classes, walk-in sessions, whatever the case may be, so we can keep you moving, keep you healthy, and keep you fit. We're also going to position Barbados as a global living lab for community wellness research, partnering with leading regional and international universities, innovators, and life sciences actors to test practical prevention models in real communities and rapidly scale what works. So these are some of the things that we're doing under your own boy, your own man, under his portfolio. You've been with him, and we plan to stick with him. Now, there are a few other things I want to address. It would be remiss of me to come on this stage and not shortly mention a little one or two about who my brother is running against. Now, let me make it very clear to you. Don't let her fool you when she's coming around the community smiling and acting friendly and nice. That lady was nothing but nasty and distasteful to me when I joined the Democratic Labour Party, because she believed that because I came under Ronnie and she had an issue with Ronnie, she was to treat me poorly. Instead of coming together with me and supporting me as another young woman in politics, she chose the path to be a bully. That is what she is, a bully. And there was a video of me that went viral. And I have reasons to believe very strongly that that video, when it first surfaced 4 years ago, was by her and her team because they wanted to discredit me because I was running for the position of chairperson of the Young Democrats. So she did an inside job. I have strong reasons to believe that. Do you want a representative like that? I thought so. Do you want instead a representative that is looking out for your health and safety and wellness? I think the decision is very clear. It's a no-brainer for me. Now, I heard the opposition talking about taking VAT off of everything. Take VAT off of this, take VAT off of that. But when you do that, what pocket, what purse will you have to provide the free health care that we've been providing? Because it's not really free, you know. It's being subsidized by the government. So when you take away the money that we have to pay for those things, what will we be left with? So it is making no sense. Then I heard them talking about how the government is to blame for the crime. Now, I have always been advocating and saying that crime is a socioeconomic issue. Crime is not caused by one government, and I had the data to show it. Crime is a multifaceted issue. It comes from different things. Poverty. Where there's high levels of poverty, there'll be high levels of crime. Where there are mental health issues because of the frustration caused by social inequality, there will be crime because those mental health issues manifest into violent outbursts, whether it's shootings, whether it's stabbings, whether it is somebody slaps somebody at home, what you call domestic violence. All those things are crime. As I said, when you have poverty, there's certain persons who may, because they keep getting told, no, not saying it is right, they might go and break in somebody's house and carry this and carry that. That is crime. So we have to deal with those issues first before we can talk about the issue of crime. And that is why the Prime Minister in her sense, her gracious sense, invited RAT to come on board to help fight and tackle the issue of crime, and he refused. But yet now still he has the gall to stand up and point fingers and play the blame game when he could have been someone to help eradicate the issue. We don't want persons like that to continue to be in government. Now, I come from Christchurch South originally, even though my alma mater, which is Combermere School, is in St. Michael's Central, and that is why I chose St. Michael's Central. But I'm originally from Christchurch South. And if you know who was the representative in Christchurch South, you would know that I know what bad representation looks like. So don't let the bad representation that I had in Christchurch South come and meet you here in St. Michael North. Say no to that. Go along back where you come from in St. George, not down here. Now back to social inequality. Yes, things hard. Things are hard. We ain't saying things ain't hard, but they're not only hard for Barbadians. Look all over the world. Look at what is happening. Right now, we're facing a global crisis with all these things that are happening on a global stage. So things can be hard all over the world. But what this government has sought to do is cushion the blow. We've done it in our red record, and you can read it, but we're also still doing it. You heard the other day, Madam PM said that the reverse tax credit is going to go from $1,300 to $1,700 per year for those earning up to $25,000 per year. That is a huge jump. Also, we have the Barbados Republic Child Wealth Fund, where they say once you birth a child since November 30th, 2021, you'll be able to qualify, your child will be able to qualify for a $5,000 share in that fund, which every year you could put on piece. So by the time the child reaches the age of 18 or 21, they will have a start in their future so they can build, whether it's to go and apply for a loan or a mortgage facility to build a home, or if it's to buy a vehicle so they can get from point A to B, or if they want to study overseas, because education here in Barbados is free. And guess who reinstated that? The Barbados Labour Party. Let's not forget what the Dems did. No, I didn't agree with it back then, and I sure don't agree with it now. You should never take away that right from Barbadians, because at the end of the day, education is the key out of poverty. It levels the playing field, and it should not be touched. So back to the fund. Now, I am childless, and you heard the woman that is running against my brother make a remark about that some years ago, so I know she can talk about me. Yes, I am childless, but guess what? This fund made me tell myself, I think again I get about 2 or 3. Well, when I think the little right baby's gonna look good. So I think that is amazing, because once again, it shows you that the Barbados Labour Party is willing to invest in the youth of Barbados. Unborn, you ever hear about that? Making provisions for children that have not even yet been born. Well, that is what you call futuristic. That is taking the country forward. And that is why the slogan is, when the Barbados Labour Party lead, Bajans succeed. Now, we are left out the elderly at all. There will be a cost of living cash credit of $1,200 per year to all pensioners, not some, all pensioners. So now when the year comes, you have something to plan for. You can make your money work for you. You don't have to depend on anybody, because sometimes pensioners feel helpless because they have to depend on their children or the little pension that they were getting to make ends meet. But we as the Barbados Labour Party are putting things in place to empower you. For cost of living, we reduce VAT on household electricity bills to 10%. We removed VAT on a basket of baby and healthy foods. We implemented zero-rated sanitary towels and tampons for women, because at the end of the day, we know that in that period of our month, that is when we are most vulnerable. And if you can't afford certain things, then you got to walk around feeling embarrassed and humiliated, just like how I felt when I get locked out of Jar Street. And we don't want that for you as a government. So we ensured that even if you cannot afford it, we can make it more accessible to you. The government also, for the first time ever in history, I was living 30 years now, and I've never seen it happen before. They issued $300, a one-off payment of $300 to all persons over the age of 18 years old in Barbados to assist with the cost of living. Will I ever see anything like that before? So when the PM says, when you share the burden, you will share the bounty, best believe she means what she says, because she has shown it to you. So you have to give the PM, Davison Ishmael, you have to give the PM tools to work with so she can keep taking this country forward. So I want to end by saying one thing and one thing only. It can only make perfect sense. Because at the end of the day, on one side, you have a government which is futuristic, believes in the young people, protects the elderly and the most vulnerable. And then on the other side, you have a whatever call them in opposition, a group of persons who can't even remember to buy enough tokens to keep the lights on at their meeting, and they want to manage public funds. You have a group of persons who the only reason why they are where they are right now is because they broke into Jar Street, changed the locks, kicked out all the people that were working in the office under Ronnie, hired their own people, called the police to lock me up, and I told the police, no, this is not a criminal matter. You have no jurisdiction here. And then so they had to stand up and watch. And then the next day hired private security to lock the gates on its own members because they did not agree with something that was said. Imagine what they will do to you. So Barbados and St. Michael North, February 11th, to me is a no-brainer. It only makes sense. You have to vote Davison Ishmael. You have to vote Barbados Labour Party. And most importantly, you have to vote. Don't say no, I got it covered. We don't need to come out. The PM has told you many times she has never seen a ballot box start with any votes in it. Make sure you take out your mommy, your daddy, your brother, your sister, your uncle, your auntie, your cousin. Well, if your dog could have voted, I would tell you bring the dog too. Make sure to come out February 11th, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Come out and vote red. The code is red down here. If you ain't one day, vote red. Yellow might be the code in TT, but yellow is the curse down here. So show them where we bow. Make it make sense. February 11th, vote Davison Ishmael. Vote Barbados Labour Party. Gone. I love ya.